Hello and welcome to Cursed Content Club. I am your host, Count Feelcula, and with me are my co-hosts, Dan and Bob Belmont from GigaBoots.com. And also with me is K. Zobek Excellent from KZExcellent.com.
The men you once were are long gone.
Today we will be watching Captain N, the Game Master. Except not any episodes of Captain N. We have chosen special episodes focused on CastleMaynia for this special month of CastleMaynia. So normally we go around and talk about our expectations.
Unfortunately, I died in that intro.
Bob has to go to his mind castle and talk to his blood Dan.
I have no idea what that means.
But does anybody have a prior experience with Captain N?
No, I haven't. Bob, you?
I actually had the comics. I believe they were in Nintendo Power.
Okay.
I also had the comics. I did not get to watch the cartoon because it just didn't air in my region, I guess. But I had the Nintendo comic system, which included the Captain N comics did not have Mega Man or Simon Belmont. Instead, they had Samus Aran, who was like a weird love interest for this 16-year-old high school boy. Somehow I feel like Samus would have a little bit more standards than that.
Nope.
She's probably 16. Who knows?
She's probably 16. She's made by Japanese.
No, she was like this jagged, hard, super bounty hunter. Like they really played up her being a gun for hire in the comics.
Huh.
Okay.
And I feel like I saw maybe one episode of the show back in the day. Like it was either maybe I didn't watch TV at the right time or something. I don't know.
All I remember is that they could get the rights to use all these characters, but could not get the rights to how they looked, which is why Mega Man is a horrific, tiny little chain-smoking gremlin.
What?
Is that?
Yeah, that's a
what?
That's the explanation I was given.
My reference to Captain N. I was born in 1992. It was too late.
Heck, I feel like we might have been too late.
Yeah.
I hung around a Captain N fan account, a fan website in the early aughts, and those people were nuts.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
They're nuts, and they're gonna find this.
One of them called Deke, who produced the show, because they wanted to ask, was Lana based on Palutena? And apparently the answer is yes. They found the one human being who still was alive that worked on that show in 2002 or whenever the hell they made this phone call. So that's your
I know zero about this show.
That's your Captain N trivia that Lana was indeed based on Palutena.
Hopefully she shows up in one of these episodes.
Raw.
So we
she's in every episode.
All right, we get to see her.
Because she's like the heroine.
Okay. I wasn't ready for that, but sure.
Not Palutena, she isn't in any of these, but Lana is the heroine character.
Right.
Bob,
What's up?
I've watched many terrible things.
No. This will be worse than Twilight.
No, it won't. Nothing
Shut
is.
the fuck
So
up.
the episodes we will be watching, by the way, all of these are available on a,
There's gonna be a link in the description to the videos.
so we're going to go watch these excellent television programs now, and if you'd like to hear us commentate them, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/GB Podcasts. For only $5 a month, you get access to this and many other benefits.
Wow, the value. I've never killed a human being for so little money ever.
And there's also the RSS feed.
Yeah, that's true. We have an RSS feed now, which you can find in the description, and hopefully iTunes and the other people have approved our podcast by now.
Yeah.
We also do YouTube videos on youtube.com/GigaBoots, a thing I'm going to have to say more of these because eventually we're going to get people who are like, this podcast that came out of the void is real cool. Wish they did other things.
I wish they streamed Super Mario Sunshine and Kingdom Hearts.
Good Lord.
Now, do I have a channel for you?
Our precious boy demographic there just sitting in his room being like, oh, I wish they streamed Sunshine and Kingdom Hearts, but nobody would do that. And then me and Casey fly out of his TV and we're like, hey, yo, you want to see us stream 100% completion run on Sunshine? Yeah!
And we're bleeding.
Don't say that, Dan. Someone's going to make you do it.
Oh.
I like that Dan
no.
turned into a good burger man.
And it'll have to be a whole new save. You can't go to the old save. It'll have to be a whole new one.
the fuck up.
Why would you say
never
that?
doing
You see this bit starts with him going, "Hey man, beep."
Yep. I'm just editing it all out. Yep.
Yup.
Now, we're going to go watch this excellent television program now. See you after it's over.
See you after the break.
Welcome back. We just watched some episodes of Captain Kino, the Game Master. I can't even pretend that was fucking dire.
With my cousin Nico.
Look, just be glad you didn't get Count Movie Suit.
No, I want Count Movie Suit right this fucking instant.
One.
Maybe later, but it's a long month ahead of us, Casey.
Oh man.
So, part 1, we have to go around and give... Oh, I need to give a summary. Fuck. How do I summarize that?
You need to tell us what Captain N is, but have a half a sentence about Mario.
Captain N, the Game Master, is an old cartoon normally obsessed over by man-children and losers. It is completely unwatchable. Kevin, a notable video game player, is sucked into video land. What a TV executive thinks video games might be like, maybe. Given Nintendo accessories, he must battle various villains that they could get for a very low amount. They also spent even less on the animation. So Dan, what did you think of Captain N, the Game Master?
Oh my god, do I really have to? I think it's unfair that they got to make that, and I am expected to form cogent words about it.
You're expected to be more coherent than this show that was on television.
The bar by which I measure and judge most old cartoons is if I was sick and I had to take some medicine for that, so I was a little out of it, would I enjoy this? You know?
Okay.
Or for hipper people, if I got high, could I enjoy this? In the case of Captain Ed, I don't think I could. I don't think it's as enjoyable as, say, Alvin and the Chipmunks. I don't think it's as enjoyable as Inspector Gadget, because it's just...
There was a moment you were shitting your pants.
There was one moment across all 4 episodes where I fucking lost it, but the rest of it's just... it's just... And you know what I had to see to get there, Casey? I had to see Simon Belmont rip off Donkey Kong's toenail.
Yeah, that was real bad.
It was real bad, and as such, I
might use that as a promo.
Why would you do that? You're scaring people away. I'm gonna have to give Captain N. We could use decimals on this series, right?
No.
What?
No.
Okay, wait a second. We're real talk. I can't use decimals, but Casey can go to negative. What was it? 42 is what he's threatening.
Yeah, it's still whole numbers.
If you want to be on the same level as KZ, you could use decibels.
Well, I am better than Casey. -4.
That's fair. Bob.
That was far less coherent than I imagined. Like, there's probably no other children's cartoon I've gone back and watched and been like, what is going on? This is madness. This is literal insanity.
Sometimes it's animated so poorly, you have to decipher what happened.
Right? Like, I've turned off Ghostbusters cartoon after like half an episode because it was bad. But this is literal insanity.
Uh-huh.
It's complete nonsense. The animation is so bad, it's unbelievable. -2.
So this is the exact mindset I think of when people go, it's just for kids. Why are you trying to judge it? It's for kids. This is what I think of, that they think is okay to put out there.
Like, this isn't okay for kids.
This is what you get when you go into creating something with that mentality.
Yeah. And I fear that that's a lot of 80s cartoons.
Alvin and the Chipmunks is better than this.
I'm sure.
There's a coherent
I've watched
story.
a lot of 80s cartoons in the past 5 years, Bob.
Okay.
This is above and beyond.
Yeah.
Good.
All of them I went back and
I don't want to
visited were-
believe. I don't want to believe everything is this, but we see this and I worry.
Bob lives with that fear in his heart.
KZ.
Captain N, I don't believe is real because I had not seen it before, and I'm starting to not remember what we saw now. I just remember Mother Brain was in that at some point.
It's like every episode, KZ.
It was very, dude. That was like a long time ago. All right, it was very,
Feed
very.
me, Captain N.
I'm giving this H. I'm giving it an H for Haim Saban.
That's God, stop reminding me that Haim Saban is involved in every shitty thing from the 80s. And then later was involved with Kotaku. He owned Kotaku for a little bit.
That's weird.
He owned Univision.
KZ, tell me, what do you think about the theme song for the Nintendo or for the Mario cartoon? What would you rate that?
4 George of the Jungles out of 5.
Okay, that sounds right. That sounds right.
Super Mario.
So this show is what you get when some soulless corporate empty suit fucking hates his life, drinks every day, has a mistress and hates his wife, decides to make a show about video games, and I guarantee his thought process was those ADD little shits that play Nintendo need shit constantly changing at all times, which is why every plot in this fucking show involves 15 portals to different dimensions.
It's raw.
Well, yeah, they had to write each episode in a day.
-3 out of 5.
Okay.
I think you're being a little mean, but all right.
So I was the most harsh on it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, who knows what H means?
That's true.
We both gave it 1 point higher than Twilight, Dan, so I think we rated it pretty much equivalent.
Yeah.
I think I gave
that's-
it the lowest score because I refused to give it a real number.
Well, H stands for etchy. That Donkey Kong episode with nude ripped Simon Belmont was pretty H.
Who skipped leg day.
Hey, Haim Saban is in your closet, Phil. He watches you masturbate.
He's like, oh, I better not see 5 colors next to. Oh wait, I don't own that anymore.
Does he not own that anymore?
No,
That's
Hasbro
good.
owns it now entirely.
That's good.
Right.
Glad to hear it.
So who wants to go first with their favorite scene?
My favorite scene was when Simon Belmont was abruptly fucking nude. That was unreal. I never would have expected that. Holy shit, is he stacked? It was ungoddamn believable. Captain Planet looks up to his abs.
Like that sequence starts and you don't even see like a possibility of him wearing a Speedo.
Yeah, no, he just looks fucking nude.
It looks like it's just nothing.
And he's just sitting there. He's like, yeah, this is what I'm doing now. Just hanging around.
And that episode is the one that had lots of other weird nudity on accident.
Yeah,
Kid Icarus.
like Kid Icarus's ass showing and showing he didn't have like balls or anything, and then a ghoul's ass sticking out at the end. That episode was weird.
I don't know what was wrong with
That
that.
episode was like a coma fantasy.
Why does this script keep saying, but there's an ass in the view? Why does it keep saying show more ass in the script notes? What is with the show? Because that was hilarious, I fucking lost it. I never would have expected a kid's cartoon to do that. Now it's someone else's turn.
I'll go.
Go.
My favorite part was when Alucard does a sick trick on his skateboard, turns into a bat, does a little flip, is a bat, and lines back on his skateboard.
He did a flip as a human, then a flip as a bat.
Yeah.
I was like, this kid's pretty extra.
Yeah, it's next level. Here was this Alucard guy.
Yeah.
Check out my bat flip, Dad.
Yeah, bruh.
Vampires rule.
Dodd, why are you so mad at me?
You're harshing my groove, parental unit.
Does anyone here remember that Dr. Kat's son is played by John H. Benjamin from
I've never watched Dr. Katz.
John Benjamin Has a Van? It's weird.
Who's next?
Feel.
Shouldn't KZ go first?
Go.
First?
Fine. Before me. Okay, my favorite scene. It would have to be the competition between Kevin and his bully Todd Howard.
Okay, yeah. It's a moment.
I forgot about that episode.
Who has the world's the most powerful chin ever conveyed in Western animation.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Simon Belmont's even in the same show and he doesn't compare.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, it was insane. It was like a monster truck was born on his face.
And you have this enormous varsity football jock-looking dude with a chin the size of his head, and he has this squeaky little elementary school bully voice. More like the lame master.
You just sound like the fucking chupacabras from Lords of Shadow.
In front of you.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I knew it sounded like Beal.
We're all just Lords of Shadow characters. I'm Zobek.
Yeah, you're
KZ,
Hello.
your favorite
Hey Dan,
scene.
what's up, old friend?
I killed Tosh, Dan. I mean, you did. I mean, Satan did.
The Satan mask made you do it.
My favorite scene was when the green alien comes out of the TV and he goes, "Arr." That's my favorite scene.
No, that's bad. It's a bad scene.
It's
What
a
KC
really
is
good
referring
scene.
to, because that is,
I'm not even sure what he was talking about for a second. It's the
It's
intro.
in the intro.
Yeah, Bob, what is he talking about? You describe it because KZ is at the tier of alien. Rawr.
Yes. The intro has the main character get sucked into his TV, and they cut to this awful CG model of a green human going through the other side of the TV.
Yeah, they cut to like it's like him being digitized.
Right? But they only have like 2 frames for it, and it's horrifying.
Really good.
Ugh.
So now we have to talk to about our least favorite scene, and I'm gonna let Dan go first because I know what he's gonna pick, and that's his right for suffering through this.
So there was a scene where Donkey Kong's toenail was ripped off by Simon Belmont. That was really not okay.
Yeah, that was really visceral. That was going to be my pick for sure. Like, that's the only part that was just upsetting about all of this.
It's almost hard to
That
remember.
was beyond terrible.
It is really hard to remember anything before that moment because it gives you such a shock. Like, I know there was a skateboarding scene earlier in that episode, which I thought for sure was going to be KZ or Feel's pick for best scene. Because he rides a fucking ironing board.
Yes. And
That
he irons
was-
his shirt on it.
Yeah,
It was
he
good.
irons his shirt while pulling dope skateboard tricks. That was a great moment. The beginning of the episode started so strong, and then they wanted to show you Simon Belmont walk up on a giant toe and go, this is a weird rock, and rip the fucking toenail off.
Even
Like that
it
makes sense.
identifies it as a toenail.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Hey, Bob, what's your least favorite scene?
Mine was right after that. Because, you took that one.
Yeah.
It's when they were Simon Belmont was grooming Donkey Kong
Uh-huh.
and, like, getting its fleas out, so he just walks inside of its fur.
Mm-hmm.
Then comes out,
yeah.
casually walks into his fur and comes out this gigantic tick that's as big as his chest.
Yeah, it's enormous. It's very unsettling.
And it's just, like, it's flinching, and it's like, oh, no, don't do this. This is like some Stephen King novel in here. So that was my least favorite part. Who's next?
Let's see. My least favorite scene was, for some reason, there were 12 minutes of a Super Mario World cartoon, and I don't really know what was happening. There was a really dumb minute-long montage where they're just like, fuck it, Mario shit, as much as you can do right now very quickly.
What will astonish you is that happens in every episode of that show.
I was like, when that
Yeah,
happened, I was
yeah.
certain that was just something that was in every episode,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
exact same sequence.
Oh, no, it's not the exact same sequence, but they definitely do oh, Koopa's coming for us, let's run! And then it plays some goofy fucking music while they run around and be Mario.
Oh, that's awful. That's like the worst version of the Scooby-Doo gotta run away sequence ever.
I'll take it over Captain N.
I don't know. They were both equally horrible to look at.
Yes.
I will not have you bad talk Captain Kino.
So your least favorite moment was the thing that shows up in every episode of the Super Mario World cartoon?
Yes, because I'm slowly forgetting everything we just watched.
Casey, you have
Slowly-
brain disease.
Slowly or rapidly.
It It's like in levels where everything's crumbling, so you have to run really quickly.
I saw another worse scene. Like everything involved in the episode where Simon marries Mother Brain, like he kisses the tentacle.
It's all really good.
Yeah,
So
the tentacle definitely would have won for me for least favorite moment if he didn't rip off a gigantic toenail.
Yes.
I can't.
Yeah, that's not good.
And
I almost walked at the tentacle though.
yeah.
I almost went I'm gone. See ya. Ugh.
My least favorite scene is probably Mega Man and Pit climbing Mount Icarus, as it's called in
this
show,
series. Yeah.
and something that I can't describe comes out and attacks them because it's like a worm with eye stalks and wings, and like it has little arms that have hearts on them, and it's like pink and yellow and has polka dots, and what the fuck is it?
We'll never know. I think we could play through that whole game and not see anything even similar. It was baffling, yeah.
I know this one's gonna be tough, but favorite character, KZ, you can start.
Oh fuck. This is quite challenging. Let's see. Favorite character. There's a lot of options here. Fuck it, Alucard.
You'd soul it.
That's a pretty good choice.
Yeah, he was
I
the
was
least
like,
offensive.
can I think of anyone else besides just sniping the best shot?
Dan, I know it's hard, but you have to pick someone now.
Simon
Dan,
Belmont.
you gotta pick Dracula, but only in his bat form.
No, God, that was.
Which one?
You know,
the one
honestly-
that looks horrifying or the one that looks horrifying?
I'm gonna say
Yes.
Igor was pretty great.
Yes, it was pretty great.
Inexplicable. I've seen a lot of things portraying Igor. Never once a tiny ornament goblin on a staff held by Dracula. That's a whole new tier.
It's very creative.
But I'm gonna go with Simon Belmont. He's pretty good. I like some of the stuff he does.
It's not a terrible character, but why did they make that Belmont?
Great question. I think this guy should be some other Belmont. Like, I don't know, Christopher Belmont.
Yeah, okay. We have to know what that guy looks like.
Gabriel Belmont.
I feel, you know what? I could buy Richter being this way.
I can see where you're coming from. For one, he's blue. And this guy's wearing a blue jacket.
And also Richter is already a pretty big Chad. So
He is a
just
Chad.
like taking that to like the self-absorbed Chad place is not a huge leap.
Richter
Yeah.
just naked for one scene.
Yes.
Did you not play Symphony of the Night?
Oh, I didn't play the Saturn version all the way
Just
through.
imagine the fucking Symphony of the Night, but with this Alucard and Captain N. Richter.
fucking Maria's just like, Richter. And he's like, Maria. And she goes, why are you naked? And he goes, this castle is an agent of chaos. I fucked a plant. He got to the marble hallway and was like, I'ma fuck that plant.
God.
Bob, favorite character.
Oh, this is hard. Oh my God. The best one was taken. Simon Belmont was taken even though he's actually the worst character.
Bob, just go with Kid Icarus because he sounds like Creed.
No, that's too mean.
It's not mean!
Please.
He literally
Please.
sounds like Creed!
You know what? I'm going to go
Let's
with
leave the bullying to the commentary.
This
please.
wasn't bullying! It was real!
I'm going to go with Captain N. He was a cool guy. He had a
He was.
NES controller that let him jump real high when he hit the up button.
He would hit the select button to pause.
You're just saying that because in the comics he's a way bigger Chad than he is in the cartoon.
Look, I can't remember the comics. That was when I was like 8.
The game master and the dude, every time he talks about a game, he's like, oh man, that game's hard.
But the only game he couldn't beat was The Adventures of Bayou Billy. He was able to beat all these difficult games.
Captain Casey, master of video games.
Yes.
You know what, Dan? You know, if you're so judgmental, why don't you fucking beat The Adventures of Bayou Billy? That shit's impossible.
No, because NES games are hard in ways that are stupid, like Ninja Gaiden, where it's like, now do the whole level again.
3 levels.
Yeah.
My favorite character is Donkey Kong, not only
no.
because of the Simon episode, but because of the really good movie they were watching at the start of the first episode, Donkey Kong and the Last Banana.
So if Donkey Kong was that big, sorry, go ahead.
They're two Donkey
Go ahead.
Kongs.
We'll bring it up in a sec.
Look, his size is whatever they need it to be, but there's a hilarious film parody of Donkey Kong as Indiana Jones looking for a giant banana that is weirdly like Donkey Kong Country, despite predating it by like 4 years.
Yeah, the giant banana got everything.
And it was also really funnily, it was the one point into all this we watched where the animation brought me joy, because Donkey Kong's expressions are really funny.
Oh man, remember that scene where Simon was looking in the mirror and his face was changing rapidly, but his whole head wasn't moving? It was horrifying.
That was fucking.
They don't have a lot of budget.
That may have been the peak, other than the fucking skateboarding thing. Just because how he didn't make those faces. His faces became those faces in an instant.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just a slideshow.
Yeah, it was hilarious because the other person, Lana, is just trying to have some exposition, talk. He's just like doing dumb faces and not listening to her.
Look, they have that moment where the worst animation moment is in the last episode we watched when Kevin is going to jump and they just like Poochie going back to his home planet. They just lift his stance up out of the shot.
Yep.
And then in the next shot, they put like an effect over him to imply he used the control pad to jump.
Yeah.
Or when they slide him out of the portal just by sliding the whole the whole frame like to the side instead of any manner of animation.
Yeah, this is we found something below Berserk 2016.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
We got to the bottom of the barrel, pulled out our reciprocating saw, cut a hole in the bottom of the barrel, went down a couple more barrels, and that's where Captain N is.
Pretty good, yeah.
Bob, who did you hate the most in this show?
Oh man, there were too many things. The weird part is Yoshi's really high up there on things I couldn't stand looking at.
He's really uncomfortable looking.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that.
That voice.
Like he's like saggy.
Like his mouth.
He doesn't have good vibrant roundness to his nose like he should in official art, so it just kind of droops.
Yeah, it's just like a blob that's at the end of his neck.
He looks like if you took Yoshi and gave him meth for a couple months.
There were scenes where it was nothing but eyes, it looked like. It was... That wasn't even in the Captain N part. Maybe I shouldn't select him, but, I'll stick with
that's
it.
valid.
We're gonna let you. We're gonna let you.
Okay.
I mean, KZ selected the montage from the Mario thing.
He did.
Only because he can't remember
Yep.
more than 30 minutes ago.
It's something that
Maybe someday we'll watch
problem.
something that KZ will remember.
No.
I remember things. Do you want me to change what fucking my least favorite scene is?
No,
No,
because that's fair.
that-
We watched it. It's fair to pick things from it.
Yeah.
I'm about to pick things from it right now.
Oh, that's why he's more okay with it. But before he goes, I'm gonna go.
All right, I see now.
My least favorite character was King Hippo because his nipples were like tiny water balloons, and I didn't like
You
looking
can't
at them.
do that. My least favorite character was gonna be the nipples.
What a shame!
Man, KZ, it looks like you got sniped.
Oh, what a shame. I'm
What
gonna
a
have to give a
shame.
bad answer again. He's the only character I remember. What did we watch again?
KZ, as far as he remembers, just stared at nipples for an hour and 15 minutes.
That started gargling paint.
But yeah, no, it's bad enough that King Hippo's like 500 pounds and blue and horribly discolored, but then his
I don't know
nipples
why he's blue.
are drawn so
That's the
weird.
confusing part.
All of it's something
Like,
I
why
don't
blue?
really want to deal with.
Yes, one scene I noticed his nipples are drawn like concrete or something. It was
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
It's like, what is going on here?
Please, don't please. The nipples, that's too much. Like there's some scenes where they're like the size of baseballs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's bad. And this is all on top of the fact he has giant tits. It's like a D cup or something. So it's like that at the bottom of the tit. And it's like, I really don't need to deal with this cartoon. Please
There was
stop.
a shot in the Simon the Ape Man episode where King Hippo is drawn so massive, whoever drew him must just fucking hate overweight people.
Yeah, he did jump
It
up
was a
200 pounds for one shot.
It was a portrayal that reeked of hate. Now, since I'm going to give KZ time to think.
I've got it. My least
Okay,
favorite
then go.
character is every extra caveman in the Super Mario World show because they're all horribly ugly.
Yeah.
God, they really are.
they really
it's
are.
bad.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Why would cavemen need to be there? They definitely weren't in the game.
Because there's dinosaurs in Super Mario World, so obviously there must be cavemen.
Obviously.
That just makes sense.
My least favorite is Morton Koopa Jr., aka Big Mouth. Who I guess his gimmick is that he's too verbose and never shuts the fuck up. And my brain cannot tell you anything that character said because it refused. Like he's standing in front of the camera running his mouth and I'm just hearing blah, 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 and I'm just staring at the screen, tilting my head like surely he must be saying something.
There have to be
Should have
words
put on
here.
the captions.
It just doesn't work. My brain rejects it.
Super Mario.
Super Mario, Super Mario, Super Mario.
Oh, yeah, Super Mario, oh, yeah, Super Mario.
Wait a minute, that's Tailspin.
Dig it!
And like we watched 3 full episodes of Captain N.
Uh-huh.
I was
3 and a
gonna
half.
say of Tailspin.
In like half an episode of Super
the
Mario
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that are turning up there, just that badge from the Super Mario show that we have to bring it up here.
Admittedly, Mario did walk
Super
up.
Mario.
Mario did walk up to Koopa and go, "Hey, what's this doing here?" Rip his toenail off.
Yes.
Stop
I
talking
worry-
about the toe.
It's gonna do it in one of those episodes, Dan. There's like 100 or
This
something.
was your idea, Phil.
And then for one scene only, they're gonna draw Koopa 300 pounds fatter. He's just gonna be like, "Oh, I need some candy from my tummy. Oh, I need the num-nums." Gonna be like, what the fuck?
Luigi is fucking skateboarding on an ironing board.
We should watch at some point do cursed content about the rapper episode of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
That literally sounds insane. So I'm
Super
not
Mario.
I'm not even gonna imply that I'm okay with that. But then Luigi skates up and he's like, "Hey, yo, Mario, check out the 720 million. Oh,
Oh, I'm an Italian stereotype. Pizza pasta.
oh."
Persona 3's good.
Is that an Italian? Whatever.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, no, this was not great.
Super Mario.
Oh no, Casey's
Last
broken.
statements on Captain N. Who has last statements?
I'm gonna start. Captain N is a lot worse than I assumed it was. I assumed it was bad, but I assumed it would be a -2. You know, something I would never put myself through willingly, but something that wasn't like, I guess it's better than Twilight. Like I didn't think I would have to sit there and work through the nuances of. Well, he did rip that toenail off of Donkey Kong. But Bella Swan's face. How she looks like she doesn't know what to do with
Her
any
face
of it.
is a toenail.
I was about to say that Twilight had more sexual assault, but it didn't.
It didn't.
'Cause-
no.
Simon Belmont attempts to brainwash Princess Lana into loving him.
He also tries to fuck a literal tentacle at
Are you
one
trying
point.
to say that there's more than one rapist in this story of Captain N?
That's why it's 1 point better than Twilight. There's only one rapist in Twilight.
Yeah, there's not like, no, there's multiple in Twilight.
Oh God, you're right. Okay, let's not
There's
think
like-
about that
there's-
anymore. My point is, as far as old ass cartoons go, this is literally I would have to watch like 4 episodes of the Ghostbusters cartoon to be sure, but I think this is the worst
The
one.
Ghostbusters cartoon is 1,000,000 times better than this.
I don't know. Me and Bob couldn't even make it through a whole episode. We were like, oh, we're fucking out.
There's an episode where they fight Cthulhu. It's raw.
There's an episode in Captain N where he rips his toenail off.
That's also raw in a very different way.
Yes, Donkey Kong is now raw. Hey, Bob, do you have any final statements?
Yeah, no. I always heard about the show like as a kid. I figured it would be really cool whenever I finally went and saw it, and I was so wrong.
I figured it wasn't cool once somebody said, "Here's a picture of Mega Man," and I went, "Excuse me," and they go, "And he sounds like a smoker," and I'm like, "Oh my god."
This is what happens when you get the right to use the name Mega Man, but not what he looks like.
Yeah, I remember even back in the day seeing pictures of Belmont and of Mega Man, and I couldn't connect what they were supposed to be at all.
Right? Yeah, no, you couldn't.
Because I played CastleMaynia and Mega Man going up.
Yeah, we both did. And no,
not especially on Mega Man. I could kind of get.
You could probably
Belmont never.
You could probably sell me on Princess Peach being Belmont before Simon Belmont, just because she has red hair and Simon does in some of the games. I'd be like, oh, okay, I see, red hair.
Final thoughts, KZ?
Oh, final thoughts. The Super Mario World cartoon's really bad, but I like its theme song a lot.
So, throughout my life, I have known multiple people obsessed with this fucking show.
Oh, no.
And there's like a whole group of man children who are obsessed with Captain N. You can go find them cosplaying as Captain N, making big websites about Captain N, taking pictures of themselves dressed up as Captain and talking about exterminating the inferiors.
Wait. They're on spaceships right now uploading themselves to the internet.
They deserve it.
Oh, no.
What you're saying is we need a Captain N reboot.
None of those people have fucking ever watched this. They saw the concept and got attached to being sucked into a video game because they're big man children.
Yeah.
No human being could watch this and be attached.
There is a whole rank of people. There's a whole group of people that if you dangle the things in front of their faces that they recognize, it just makes them happy, like jangling car keys in front of a baby. Like we keep talking about the music in the fucking shows, just like, oh shit, video game sounds, and it's mashing a fucking soundboard.
Yeah, it says it's like they make random Mario sounds for everything, even
every jump,
even nothing.
Every jump is a Mario jump.
It makes video game sounds for everything, even nothing. Like it just.
I was really surprised that we got CastleMaynia music like twice.
Yeah, I think it was the same song. Then we got that knockoff of Beat It. That was weird.
In 2 different episodes.
Yeah, no, it just kept going, this classic, let's roll it back out. And I'm like, what are you doing? And then I was like, what am I doing?
I like that we watched a later episode of Captain N and it looked worse than the older ones.
I love how Captain N himself is drawn with some weird geometrical face. like his face is wireframe, but he's 2D. I don't understand.
That music might have been, I'm looking it up now, that music was stock because it had licensed music they had to cut
to
put this up anywhere else.
Okay.
The episode we watched, the first one, had Thriller in it.
Wow.
How did they
And then
afford that?
the wedding episode had White Wedding.
How did they afford
Wow. We watched the inferior versions of these, that's for sure.
I guarantee no real version exists. Those must have been on the... I guarantee the DVD you can buy for $400 because it's out of print does not have those songs on it. I bet it was TV
of course, but imagine if someone uploaded the broadcast versions and we watched it and we just lose our fucking shit.
I don't like that. Getting those
Super
songs in there
Mario.
couldn't be cheap. And you see how cheap the rest of this thing is made. It's crazy.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe they spent all of their budget on that.
Other songs featured Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins.
Oh my god.
How does this happen?
Dancing with Myself by Billy Idol.
This is insane.
These were big hits.
Apparently that was only in the first season. They just gave up in the second season. And
Smart.
of course there was nothing in the third season. Also, I Got You, I Feel Good by James Brown.
So, Bob, do you think your life would be better had you never seen this?
Not really. It's fine. I'll eventually forget that scene where he tears the toenail off King Kong.
Will you, though?
Dan's gonna make sure you
Could have
don't.
been worse.
I'm pretty sure when we get around to a Donkey Kong month, I'm just going to keep referencing that.
Right. If Dan lets me, I'll forget it.
I'm going to set that to a button on a stream deck, and it'll just cut into that into the video every time I push it.
You stream Donkey Kong Country and just every time Bob dies, you hit the button to play that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or that's what you changed the super chat animation to.
I'm ready to do an Avenging My Youth for Donkey Kong Country 1. Who's with me?
Oh no.
Here we go.
But if you do Donkey Kong month, we have to watch the Donkey Kong cartoon.
Well, weird. I suddenly have no interest in doing a Donkey Kong month.
That would be a. I guarantee that cartoon is better than what we just watched.
It has
Oh
to be.
yeah, it is.
It's so surreal. I've seen a few episodes of that.
Mm-hmm. There's a musical number in every episode.
Hell, the same is true of the Super Mario World cartoon.
Super Mario.
Okay, I don't have anything else.
Let me leave.
The last thing about Captain N. If you watched this show as a child, you have fond memories of it.
You have to let go of the past. Burn it if you must. You have to let it go. Ray, show me your feet.
Happy Castlevania month, everybody.
Happy Castlevania month. Super Mario.
Mario. What are you doing? That's just Aku.